Good evening. Thank you so much for coming tonight. My name is Casey Miller, and we're so excited because part of what is happening tonight is our very first web watch. So those that are out there, if you will, everyone, you just kind of wave your hands at that camera. So we realize that sometimes we have a few more people in the audience, and guess what? They don't have to come tonight. They can be in their little snug homes, and we feel like that's a lot of what's happening tonight. Good evening. My name is Casey Miller, founder of Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. I'm happy to deeply breathe because I'm so excited. There is so much energy in the room, in the intention of tonight, and just the overall excitement of why we're here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Our mission is to help people discover their gifts. And what you're going to witness tonight are those that have discovered their gifts. I mean, it's so exciting that it's like, how many of you have actually said, well, I wonder what I'm really here for? I wonder if I'm doing, yeah. Usually, at some time in our life, we ask that. I wonder. Those that you will be witnessing tonight said that. Maybe some of them, I wonder what you want me to do. Yeah. Or it was, I wonder what I'm going to do. No matter what the sound was, it was almost always talking to ourselves or talking to something that we wondered it was listening. Tonight, you're going to have the opportunity to hear from those that have gone through that. Right now, you'll see them, I believe, as ordinary people. People that are just like you and I because they are just like you and I. And yet there's nothing ordinary about those that will be ordained tonight, those that will be wed to their call. The other part of our motto, it has always been, allow me to touch lives, heal bodies and free souls. So tonight, the fact that we're doing a web watch and we're being able to touch as many lives as what YouTube has, woo-hoo! I mean, that's exciting. So we're really touching lives. Healing bodies, what we've come to realize about tonight is it's no longer the physical body that we even are concerned with. That what we really understand now, we've said that for literally over 20 years, that the body is that spiritual body, that bigger body, that energetic body. Freeing souls. Someone said to me, Casey, you're really going to have to learn to use Instagram. I said, are you kidding? I use it all the time. Instagram. It's like Spirit speaks and I'm off. Those that are here tonight, it's the same thing. They've begun to realize that their thoughts are spirit within the density of something called the body. But that when we really get in touch with what we've come to celebrate tonight, to really be in union about, is that the physicality of us is just a dimensional thing that someone taught us. That if we could leave behind everything and realize that it is that Instagram. What if, just what if, the second we had the thought, we were instantly connected with spirit? That is the word. That is how it works. That's the exciting thing. So spirit is in the house tonight, and we are the house. Spirit is in the house, and you are the house. About 6 months ago, we had an opportunity to ordain a woman who has a voice that can hardly be housed. In fact, tonight we're not even sure that the speakers are going to allow her to be her full self. And that's how big the voice is in the house. And she has written a song for you, ordinary people. I want to introduce to you Reverend Gail Clay.
I'm going to just a little correction, please. I wish I could take credit for writing this song, Ordinary People, but it's one that I've always loved because I've always felt like, oh, I was never good enough. And when I discovered that God just uses plain old ordinary people, He uses people like me, like you, people who are willing to do as He commanded. Just ordinary
God uses plain old ordinary people. God chooses people like you and I who are willing to do as He commands. God uses people who will give their all, no matter how small your own might seem to be. Little becomes much when you're placed in the Master's hand. Just ordinary people like God uses. Ain't no ordinary people. God chooses people like you and I who are willing to do as He commands. God uses people who will give their all, no matter how small your own might seem to you. Little becomes much when you're placed in the Master's hand. Just like the little lad who gave Jesus all he had, and the multitude was fed with the fish and the loaves of bread. Now what you have might not seem like much, but if you yield it to the touch of the Master's loving hand, you understand how your life will never be the same. Just ordinary people. My God uses ordinary people. God uses people like you and I who are willing to do as He commands. Oh yeah, God uses people who will give their all, and no matter how small your own might seem to you, that becomes much. But when you're placing in the Master's hand,
that. Gail, how long ago did you find your way into the Sweetheart Halls?
Oh, about 6 or 7 years ago.
6 or 7 years ago, you just happened into the hall. And
I
you
just happened into the hall. I love to tell the story.
come on up and tell that.
I happened into the hall. You know how we happen to be at Sweetheart. And so I happened to go to the ladies' room because I happened to have to use the restroom. And so when I went into the restroom, I promise you, I heard something in my head saying, "You're gonna clean up here." I'm like, whoa. So I left and I got to that parking lot and I was encouraged by something within to come back. I went and I found Matt. I think it was Matt. And the rest was history. I would walk around here and I would hum. I wouldn't talk to anybody because I was shy. I'm still kind of shy. Nobody can say. And it felt like really that as I walked, it felt like water just going across my ankles. I felt like I was in a creek and I couldn't stay from over here. And it was about maybe 3 months. And the owner, via the accountant, came and wanted to know who I was. And the rest is history. They helped me find my gift. They helped me find my purpose. They have supported me in my gift as I go out into the world and I share it in a loving and profitable way. So I tell people when you come through those doors, you don't know that you're in for a transformation when you come through the doors of Sweetheart. So that's all I gotta say. Please check out my CD tonight. I got a Sweetheart special. Thank
That's as good as it gets. You are cleaning up, girlfriend.
Yeah.
So that is the excitement. I mean, can you imagine? That's the excitement. So I just want to see if there's anyone other than our ordainees tonight that is here to graduate, to celebrate that they have gone through a program and that this is their last piece of graduation. Do we have anyone here tonight? The reason I have to ask this, yes? No. The reason I have to ask is that we have an open entry, open exit policy. It's like you can start any day. Any day is a great day to start transformation, to start your new dreams here at Sweetheart. And it could be any first Friday of the month that you might complete it. So we always hold space for the possibility that we have someone that is graduating, that they have completed what their dream has been. So that is not necessarily the case tonight. It is interesting because it's the first Friday night that that's ever happened. So we have so many firsts that we don't. And we'll just honor that we now have a little over 500 students that are taking classes online all over the United States and actually all over the world. And that we have a little over 600 students that are taking classes here on campus. So that is Web Watch. We're watching them weave their web into a bigger place. So thank you for that. With that, we're going to go into the formal part of our program tonight. Twice a year, we have the honor of doing a ordination ceremony. So if you will, we're now going to transition into the formal part of that ceremony. With me, I have all those that have been ordained before. And it has become a tradition that each of the ordinating classes or group of people, they come back and hold space are a part of the beautiful ceremony. So if you will, we're going to begin now with the formal ceremony.
Welcome. We join together now for the ceremony of ordination, a time of celebration and of thanksgiving. The gifts of Spirit are many, and each one highlights the love of the divine. We all have been blessed with gifts. Some of us have the gift of speaking our truth, others the gift of healing, others of caring, praying or teaching, giving or working for peace. These are different gifts, but it is the same Spirit who gives birth to them. Tonight we honor the gifts of ministry and the women and men who have been called forth to receive and fulfill them.
Hi, my name is Earl.
And I'm Cheryl Speed. We're really happy and honored to be here to really hold space for you. It's amazing. It's to be here. Thank you.
I'm not a scholar in Aramaic, but we're going to recite the Lord's Prayer. Prayer of Yeshua. And so we're going to do it line by line. And it's going to be not in the normal version you normally hear. The first thing that most of us think of is that first line. Our Father in heaven.
Our one absolute eternal being, of which we are born forth from the realm of the all and the only.
And I don't know where that came from. So prayer isn't just about us. So I'm going to ask us to take a moment, sit for a moment, and breathe. First word in here is avum. Avum from the Aramaic. I'm going to ask you to intone it with me. And please, just be with it. So how we're going to do this is the word is avum. And just think about it. What even comes to you when you think about the word ah? Perfect. It's like it brings that settlement into you. And this is the part about our Father. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. You can just sound with me. I'm going to do it for you first. Because we're going to intone this in a very long, lengthy. And I just want you to do 3 of them with me. So we're just going to start with so you do 3 of those. So if you can just sit for a second. Let's take a deep breath. You just sit with that. Keep your eyes closed. We're going to go ahead and finish. That is, our Father in heaven. Abun, Abdabash, Namaya.
I am empty within the awe of your presence and the purity of your name.
Nakodash, Nashake.
Empower my creative beingness through your expansion from the ever-present realm.
Tete, Murguante.
As I realize our strength and virtue as one,
Nawe, Ta, Sapana, Hanake.
on the manifest earth as in the unmanifest realm.
A, Kona, Da, Bawashnama, Akba, Raha.
Provide my nourishment and shine your insight and understanding through me now and in every present moment.
Ha, Lan, Lakame, Dasun, Banana, Yo, Mana. Mana, that's the bread of life.
Release my hidden past.
Wash, Hokalan, Ha, Beyan, Wakahane. Wakanhe, that is the word for sin. In the Bible, it's only in one of the prayers. And they say the only word difference is it's an archer's term. That means to miss.
As I cancel my past concerns with others.
Okana, Hanan, Shinokoman, He, Lame.
Do not let me lose my true self in forgetfulness.
Go ala, tahalan, la neshwana.
But wholly release me from the errors of my perception.
Ala, patzan, meaning bisha.
For thy realm is the absolute, the all, and the only.
Lito, di, tila, he, ma, kuta.
And our strength of virtue and magnificence.
Wa, hela, wa, tesh, bukta.
From cosmic gathering to cosmic gathering, from age to age.
La, alam. Amen.
May these be the rooted earth, center from which all my actions flow.
And the word for amen is amen. And if you could just finish with me, and if we could just take a moment for a second with that. Take a nice big breath, and let's all. Deep breath in.
Good evening and welcome all to this happy occasion. The Universal Brotherhood Movement, which is our ordination body, represents many religions, many philosophies, and many different spiritual disciplines. We believe that truth may be found in many sources, and that there is no single path required for us to live our commitment to the Universal Brotherhood of Life. To you, the soon-to-be ministers, as you become ordained in the Universal Brotherhood Movement, you are being recognized for your own unique ministry, rather than a ministry that is prescribed by a particular religious body. Although you will be involved in every day in your ministry, it is one governed by your own understanding of God-given nature. And in this capacity, you will be able to lighten the load and illumine the path of every man, woman, child, and all of nature. Your only requirement is to accept your oneness with all of life. We ask that you follow the path of service you have chosen to the best of your ability and reach out in love, always seeking the highest enlightenment and service. This places a beautiful responsibility on you, one which you, by your good works and intentions, have already demonstrated your capacity to carry. May God bless you and all who are here as witnesses. It is not our examination, but the Great Spirit who finds you worthy.
The purpose of the Universal Brotherhood Movement is very clearly defined, stated in the principle of love for one another. This message is spelled out in many of the ancient religions and philosophical writings. It is the golden rule in one form or another. Confucius said, "To love all men is the greatest benevolence." Gautama Buddha said, "Let a man cultivate towards the whole world a heart of love." Japanese Sikhism suggests that God will regenerate those in whose hearts there is love. Judaism commands, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and thy neighbor as thyself." And Jesus told his disciples, "A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another." Universal Brotherhood Movement also seeks to focus individual attention on pure, unconditional brotherly love as we live each day and walk our own individual pathways.
Symbolically, ordination represents the task one is called to do service to others. From an archetypal perspective, it's a recognition from others that you have unique insights and wisdom leading you to service. Perhaps as a mother, a father, a healer, a teacher, a speaker, a writer, or a loyal friend. Symbolically, ordination is any experience or honor in in which your community acknowledges that it benefits from your inner directed path of service as much as you do. This path of mutual service is your ordained calling. The beauty of this symbolic meaning of ordination is that it honors the truth that each person is capable of making deeply significant contributions to the lives of others, not just through their profession, but more importantly through their inner qualities of character. The sacrament of ordination symbolically seeks to recognize the contributions of our spirits to others, our spirit to others' lives, far more than the contributions of our tasks.
Good evening. I'm Reverend Larry Richards. What does it mean to be a minister? It means to give so that those who lack may receive. It means to love so that those who feel unloved may have someone who never rejects them, someone with whom they can always identify themselves. It means to hold out your help to those who ask. It means always to be there when you are needed, yet never to press yourself on another when you are not wanted. It means to stay at peace so that those who are contentious will have someone to whom they can turn to stabilize themselves. It means to keep a cheerful outlook so that those who are easily cast down may have someone to lift them up. It means not merely to live a life of prayer, but to turn your prayers into life. More life for you, more life for those to whom you minister. It means to be God-centered and human-hearted, to involve yourself in a man's humanity and keep your visions on man's divinity, and so draw forth in all around you the human form divine. It means to share in the great moments of men's lives, in birth, sickness, marriage, and death. And in all these times, whether of crisis or of celebration, to bring comfort and a blessing. This is what it means to be a minister of God and a minister to man.
You baby boy, one day walk on water. Mary, did you know you baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you this child that you delivered? Will soon deliver you. Maybe did you know your baby gives sight to a blind man? Oh, maybe did you know your baby will calm the storm with his hand? Did you know your baby boy can walk where angels trod? And when you kiss the sweet baby, you kiss the face of God. Maybe you what did you the blind will see, the deaf will hear, and the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of our Lord. Your baby boy is Lord of all creation. Oh, Mary, did you know your baby would one day rule the nation? Do you know that your baby boy was heaven's perfect man? And the sweet child you're holding there is the great I am. Who is the great I Oh, Mary, oh, mama, oh, daddy, did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Oh, did you know? Mary, did you know?
John, what's your mother's name? Matilda. What's your mother's name? Kathleen. Okay. Okay. Norma. Did your mothers know that you are the great I am? I love the story of Mary. I love the story that a woman less than 16 years old was called to do something amazing. I mean, I don't know how the story really went, but some tell the story that there was an angel that appeared to this young woman and said, "Hello, I've got an assignment for you." Now, this is what I always imagine. Imagine that happened today. Can you imagine a 16-year-old talking to an angel? Like, what do you want? Or, no, I'm not interested in that job. And that's the piece that I just love. When I imagine, and it's just an imagination, how are we to know? This woman named Mary, I imagine that the voice was one that we all hear often. Hello? But it's some wild idea that we're here to do something really significant. Mary, did you know that you are here to birth the great I am? Mary, did you know that you're here to be a healer? Are you here to birth the healer? I mean, can you just imagine it? But then I think of Matilda and Kay and the other mothers. Did they have any idea at all that they were being asked to birth an oddball? I mean, if you think about it, the Christ was an oddball. He was persecuted, eventually crucified, but did fit in. I know by reading your bios. At one time or another in your life, all of you felt like an oddball. You felt like you've gone through your own crucifixion. I'm pretty sure that most of you in the room can relate to that. Some of you may have said, I'm not even in relationship with my mother. I can't even ask her if she knew that she birthed someone that someday would hear a voice and that voice would invite him to do something greater. I know that the 5 of you were birthed by a Mary that didn't have a clue. But all of us, at some time or another, had that opportunity to be visited by an angel. Now, it may not be a physical angel, physical light, and some of you it will, but we're all visited by this knowing that there is something that we're here on earth to do. And we don't always know. I love what Einstein said. He said that we all have a God gene, and it's designed to make us itchy. And that we itch until we find our purpose. And this is the key. The only purpose is to serve. Duh. It's not like there's anything else. Really, we're not birthed to make gobs of money, although we may. I want you to hear that. We're not birthed to make lots of money, but we may. Did you get that part? But we may. We're birthed to serve. I have not personally birthed a child, although I've had the opportunity to raise. I've had the opportunity to mother many. I've had the opportunity to birth ideas that I know come straight from Spirit. Why? Because I keep saying, I'm willing to be a mother. And it doesn't matter if I'm male or female. It's mother to service. I know tonight, if you've ever had that itch, if you've ever had that wonder, it's because we haven't fully gotten this whole idea that we're only here to birth service, to be of service, to birth whatever gift it is, to grow up whatever gift it is. I don't know what it is about the story of Mary. I love this time of year. I love. And it doesn't matter what the tradition is, but we have to recognize that something did happen. We don't even really know how long ago or what month it was. I've heard that Christmas really isn't Christmas. It should be in October. I don't know what it should be. I think it should be every day. Whatever the tradition is, it's about the bigger lesson. And that's what I love about Universal Brotherhood. Does it really matter which one of the symbols speak to you? It's that there is a symbolic connection to Source. The more that we don't have a name for it, the more likely that we're really on the path. You know what I mean? So that's why we just call it brotherhood, sisterhood, goddesshood, the Christ head, the light, the Buddha. It's that there is that amazing connection. So tonight, what I'm wondering, have any of you been getting the call and you didn't think they had the right number? I mean, really, that you're really itching and you're like, well, what should I be doing? What should I be doing? And the itchier you are, I'm pretty sure it's God calling collect. And that it's time to pick up that. So if you will, right now, I'm going to be, just for a moment, an instrument of spirit. I'm going to say, ring, ring, and all you have to do is say, hello. So you ready? Ring, ring. Hello. That was a prayer. Let's try it again, but I want you to realize that the moment that you say hello to a bigger voice, you are in connection. Ring, ring. Hello. Imagine that's as simple as it is. Imagine that it would be possible that hello is all that you need to do to that voice within. I had a chance recently to be teaching an online class, and I just loved it. One of the discussion questions was this: what if that voice within is actually the Holy Spirit? What if that voice within is actually Spirit? Would you begin to have a different conversation with that voice within. If you knew that that was your bigger whole spirit. Why yet? You're totally connected. If you're alive and breathing, you're connected. You don't have to do anything, that you're just connected. Would that be a way for you to begin to realize that if you're breathing, you're on assignment. If you're breathing, you're absolutely on assignment. Now, I love that tonight we are actually in the eve of the transition of a great, great master lover of brotherhood. Nelson Mandela is on the other side with us tonight. I love that thought because if we can understand that he left the physical planet just a few hours ago, and yet we can know that he's right there. Imagine, could we believe and understand that there are just layers of that influence around us all the time? Whether it's Nelson Mandela, whether it was the Buddha, whether it was the Christ child, whether it was a father, mother, sister, all of that is that greater light serving on another side. With you in your chairs, you have a green piece of paper. I'd like you to read this as if Spirit is calling. And this is the conversation that you're having back with Spirit. So I'm going to say my part, ring, ring, and then you're going to say your part. The parts that are highlighted, you're supposed to say really loud. Right, so I know my part. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello.
Keep going.
So happy you called. The truth is, my deepest fear is not that I am inadequate. My deepest fear is that I am powerful beyond measure. It is my light, not my darkness, that most frightens me. I have to pause and ask myself, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who am I not to be? I am a child of God, of the universe, filled with spirit. My playing small does not serve the world.
What?
My playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about me shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around me. We are all meant to shine, just as the children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I am willing to answer the call. I am willing to show up and step up. I am willing to be the light.
Have you ever heard those words the way that you just read them? Wow. That's what this season is all about. I always, always love that we have an opportunity to be in what I call the season of love. Yes, it's Thanksgiving, it's Hanukkah, it's Christmas. It's that season of love. And that when we begin to understand the reason we're so sentimental, that we're so wrapped in goodness, is that the angels, that the light of the light is closer to the world right now, just like it is tonight. And that part of it is that we get much inside so that we can hear that we are amazing, fabulous, and that this is what it's all about. Stopping to say, do I need another Christmas present? Do I need another Hanukkah gift? Or do I just need to connect with what my inner knowing knows, that I'm here to be of service? Jonathan, I want you to take a moment. I know you have something special that you want to do, so I'll just stop right now, because gift giving is something we do. I understand you have something you want to do. We'll stop right now and do that before we go on.
It's something that I like to do a lot of. Because I think that's a beautiful thing to do. So Casey, I think it'll be fitting that I give you the first one. Thank you for allowing this to happen. Beautiful people that have come here, for entering my life, for giving me the opportunity to answer my Thank you for being such a wonderful teacher. Everywhere I go and everything I do, it's a very mission to navigate my life the way that I am. I've always reflected you at your time. Just wanted to share these with my classmates. For wonderful ladies that I have had the opportunity to go to school with here over the last year, the opportunities that I've had to work, for the moments that we've shared, the special times and the growth that we've had. And we have a new student here visiting us from Pennsylvania. This is to my fairy godmother. And I just have to say that it's been an absolutely amazing experience because all of these ladies I met in my very first class here. Casey was our instructor. So it's an amazing thing that we started together and that we're finishing together.
So let me tell you a little bit about those that will be ordained in just a few moments. What I love is that they have all been a little bit nervous about this assignment. That all of them had just a tiny little bit of, am I me? It's kind of like me? A merry moment. And yet, in the end, there wasn't a doubt. You knew that this is what you would do. I remember very specifically last year, Diana, you were sitting right back there, right there. So that's the chair. So you might just want to know that if you're getting this message, she was sitting right there. And it was, there was no doubt about it. It was like she was getting the call and I could hear it ringing. And it was so very, very clear. Although I met you many years ago and I knew then that there would be something more. What we have in common as a group is that you have been through hell. So you don't have to do that again. And that's the amazing part, is that you know that every single thing, even as the young'un and the fairy godmother, that everything was exactly perfect. And that's the most amazing thing about those that go through ordination. It's like if it's happened to you, it's because it was in preparation for tonight. Like you couldn't be here unless you had done all of those other things. It has not been done unto you. It has been done for you. That's what happens when we finally get to this day, that we say the Lord's Prayer in whatever way that we want, but let me release everything from the past and embrace the lesson that it has all been in the perfection of what we're here to do. That it all makes sense tonight. As I said to you right before we came in tonight, with the exception of one, you've all had the opportunity to experience a divorce of some kind. Tonight you will be wed with your call. And I love what you said, Julie. Why would you ever want to get a divorce from that? And then what we're here to do is make a commitment in front of a community of how it is that you will forevermore be wed with Spirit. You don't have to go through an ordination process. That's the most amazing thing. You can say tonight, hello, and begin to realize every time that you acknowledge that holy voice within, you are wedding yourself with Spirit. That when we pray, it's only this, that we pause and we realize that it's all about saying yes. That's what prayer is. We pause, we realize it's all about saying yes to the voice. Rather than arguing, let us be married. What I love is that you have gone through ups and downs and career and this and big shot, little shot, volleyball shot, whatever kind of shot, right? This kind of shot. What you realize it's not about being a big shot. It's about being humble. You rise, you fall, it's so that you can be in the perfect flow. It's about being bitter. It's about being forgiving. It's about being in doubt, and it's about being sure. It's about, are you kidding me? I want control. No, I care enough to step out of my own and own my own divinity. That's one of my favorite things. From the day that I first met you to now tonight, the transformation through the forgiveness process of self is amazing. And that you will do that for others. I love the fact that you are so clear in your unclarity that you're now clear. And that that's going to be your greatest gift. That all of these things that you went through, the doubt, but never really doubting. It's like a dancer is what I'll always remember you to be. It's like, it's this. Yeah. And that you now know that you will minister to women, you will minister to all, but that you will be so clear that there'll never be another day of clarity. I just love that you're in a class currently, and it's a public speaking class. You've had the gift of ministry when you, at one time, didn't even wonder, you wondered if you could ever speak. And now you know that you'll minister to me. Julie, I love that you flew in here, maybe the coldest day of the year, for one of the warmest days of your life. Can you imagine what the world would be like if people at less than 20-ish answered the call? Hello? Yes, I'm willing to serve. What an amazing, amazing example you are. Thank you. From coffee shop to crutches. I love that you're never too old to answer the call. And that you know that you can never say, I'm not on purpose again. Yeah, that's really exciting. So in just a few moments, we're going to invite you to come and be wed with your call. You have a little bit of prep work to do. I'm going to ask ministers, if you will. We use a stole just because it is a tradition in the ordination process. We just want you to know that this is not a religious affiliation. It's just saying that whatever the symbol is that connects you with the whole is the symbol. This happens to be the oneness, the oneness symbol, and we use that Whether you ever put it on past tonight, that's not for us to say. But we do want you to know that it is our way of holding you, covering you, forever being with you. So with that, it has become our tradition for us to take a moment and fully imbue this cloth with a cloak of protection for you. So if you will, let us help. What's going to happen in just a few moments, we're going to, all of us, touch each one of the cloths. We're going to put Reiki symbols into it. We're going to put our light into it so that when we transfer it onto you, that it will have a meaning beyond just the cloth. That being ordained tonight, we just ask that this cloth, this cloak of leadership, will be worn in their nation, ministry, Ramona, will you come up here for just a moment? I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. Am I? Yes, ma'am. Okay, will you come up here for just a moment? Ramona is always up here with us because she is one of the mothers of the community. She was in one of the first ordaining. So I just want to acknowledge that talk about my rock. This is Ramona the Rock. So thank you. I need to just really hold that space for everyone. You wouldn't be as organized or as oriented without Ramona. For you to be back to room, girlfriend, Reverend Ramona, need to read here. If you will, I would like for all of you to come and stand before one of the ministers tonight. So come right on down. This is the part, if you have any doubt that you want to go down the aisle, like now is the time. We have blessed the souls. In just a few moments, you're going to have the opportunity to have the minister behind you present you with one of the souls. It is a public representation of the pledge that you're about to take. So if I may. Imagine that what you have on your back is a physical representation of spirit. Spirit embodied, because that's exactly what it is. The desire to serve comes as a natural progression of spiritual growth. It is a longing of the awakened soul and of the natural spirit's desire to be in human form so as to serve. Your soul is craving service. It is through the expression of service that the soul comes to its complete completion. You have come here on your own volition, and you have accepted the recognition of your gifts. I love what we said earlier, and that is that we're not here to examine you. Great Spirit has examined you. You're your harshest critic, we know that. And when you're ready to stand here, in some way it is said, you accept you. Therefore, Spirit accepts you. Take that one in. Deep breath. So as we proceed, wherein each of you, being so dedicated, have devoted a great deal of tireless effort to the understanding and improvement of your spiritual nature. Whereas each of you have engaged in an intensive and extensive training in the arts and techniques that you decide that you're going to minister from. Whereas you have employed your talents and your knowledge in teaching and practicing the basic truths of life. This is my question to you. Are you ready to dedicate your life to the service of the brotherhood of man? If so, say, I am. It is our privilege to ordain each of you as a minister, together with all the rights and privileges of ministry. I'm going to ask you now to take a promise. Do you dedicate your life to service? Do you choose to dedicate your life to service? Do you choose to dedicate your life to service? Do you choose to dedicate your life to service? Do you decide to dedicate your life to service? Do you decide to dedicate your life to service? I do. I told you ahead of time, there's no divorce. Rather than a ring, you have a bigger physical representation, and that is your soul. So if you will now, the ministers behind you turn around. And stay turned around. In just a moment, you're going to have a chance to turn around and step forward and introduce yourself as Reverend. The first time you say, "Hi, my name is Reverend," and you're supposed to know your name by now. I choose to step up and show up. Are you ready to do that, Jonathan? You're going to witness their declaration. Once someone says, "I am," that's who they forever are. Jonathan, you turn around and say, "I am."
I am Reverend Jonathan Sorrell, and I am ready to step up and show up.
My name is Reverend Kristen Hansen, and I'm ready to do the work that I've been called to do.
My name is Reverend Diana Atenko. I had my cards made up 6 months ago. I bought my outfit 4 months ago, and I'm ready to serve.
I'm Reverend Julie Conley, and I'm ready to serve. I am Reverend Lori Hernandez. I am ready to serve.
I want you to kind of capture that first time you say, "I am Reverend." Isn't that kind of like amazing? Yeah, we didn't have any stuttering tonight at all, which is great. But the great I am is who you are. We have a candlelight ceremony at this point, and so there's a piece on that, right, Rhoda? Yes.
Light has always been the principal ingredient of life. From Genesis to this very second, every meaningful activity depends upon light. The lighting of candles is a sacred practice. The flame itself represents the Spirit's presence, a light shining through the darkness. And so, as you enter into this very meaningful phase of your life, know that you symbolize the merging of your individual illumination into the single flame of unity with the one source of all being. As you light your candle, you also symbolize your oneness with the brotherhood of all humanity, in love, in dedication, and in service. Through meditation, prayer, introspection, and awareness, you will discover your own pathway to ministry. May the flame of the candle ignite your passion to serve others. You are the light of the world. Go forth and shine brightly.
We love the symbolism of this particular ceremony. We imagine this to be the great light, the master light, and that it is from that light that we all get our light, and we pass that light around. Because we have Gail here and have the opportunity to have a wonderful voice, Gail, will you come and help me for just a moment? We're going to ask you to sing with us something that you may have heard many, many, many years ago and never have put it to the thought that it represents you, and that's this little light of mine. This little light of mine here, okay? So you will help us with that, Gail.
So we're gonna do this big one.
Oh, this big, oh, I love the way that. All right, and so you get to wave your candles very carefully, but you will. Go ahead.
All right, ready?
This big light of mine,
I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Whoa, this
Big light of mine,
you know
I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
sing it like you really, really mean it.
This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Whoa,
This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
whoa,
This big light of mine,
you know that
I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
We have one more blessing. Are you going to give that away?
I will accept the call. Child of light, we bless you. We think of you. We pray for you. We lift up our thoughts about you. We catch a new vision of you. We see you as a child of light. We see you guided and directed by an inward spirit that leads you perfectly into the path that is right for you. We see you strong and whole. We see you courageous and confident. We see you capable and successful. We see you free from limitation or bondage of any kind. We see you as the spiritually perfect being you truly are. Child of light, on this night, we bless you. You may now snuff out your candles. Keep them for future use to remember this time of commitment and ordination.
Minister, I need you here.
A blessing. O Holy Spirit, as we walk the path of minister and teacher, may we be messengers of the love and light of God. We ask that you bless your newly ordained disciples and the ministry they undertake to spread your word. We ask that you set their intention to be the illumination, the shining light that brings forth peace, harmony, compassion, acceptance, and understanding to the hearts and minds of all mankind. We ask you to strengthen them in body, mind, and spirit so that the lives they lead as your children and the work they do in your name may give glory and praise to you forever. Amen.
What's going to happen in just a few moments is that you are going to have the opportunity, if you choose, to come and get a blessing from one of the new ministers. Come and they will bless you in whatever way that they're drawn to do. You are not under any obligation whatsoever to have that blessing. You can come to whoever you want to. Also, we want you to know, standing outside, we do have others that are here to serve you tonight. We have toe readers that would love to have you sit with them and have them just share with you what it is that they honor about your path. We have reflexologists
in this room,
in the room next door, and we have energy workers.
Energy workers across. We also have rapid eye technique in this room and chair massage.
The people that are here on the first Fridays of the month are students that want to serve you in any way possible. So with that, thank you so much for sharing tonight with us. We truly hope that you'll take a moment and just come and be blessed by those that are here. So will you join me in congratulating those that have chosen to answer the phone?
And now, in benediction. You are all God's children, gifted with dreams and visions. May your soul dance and find joy in the light and love of the universe. For upon the rest of the grace of spirit, shining like the flame of a brilliant candle, step into your own greatness and awaken to who you truly are. For you are the light of the world. Namaste.
So come and just stand before anyone that teaches you the other one. Was she here? I didn't even know. I'm sorry, hon.
Oh, hi.
She doesn't like her book. You do? Good choice then.
Yeah, I got it.